A New Paradigm in Curriculum, presented by Mike Nash. Mark Prensky's new idea from Chapter 5 of Instructional Design Theories and Models, the learner-centered paradigm of education. Mark took Merle's principle of giving students real-life problems to solve and added to it. If your number one goal of education is to provide purposeful learning for both formal and informal settings for all kinds of context, in other words, teach important life skills that students can use in the real world. Help them to understand these skills. Give them the why. Keep it simple. Provide a simple underlining message for what is to come. Help them relate. Find a way for them to apply it to their lives. The universal principles, or the four main skills that we're talking about that Prensky took, will apply to the real world. These main skills are effective thinking, effective action, effective relationships, and effective accomplishments. The first main skill that we want to teach is effective thinking. Now, these will include critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, creative thinking, understanding thinking, quantitative and pattern thinking, and more. And when you teach these skills, solve important things first. Make it important to the students and teach it systematically. Effective action is the next skill, which will include good habits and health, adaptability, leadership and friendship skills, prudent risk-taking, patience and positive mindset, breaking down barriers, entrepreneurship, improvisation, and more. And again, solve important things first, make it important to the student, and teach it systematically. Effective relationships is the next skill, and it includes communication and collaboration in teams, family, etc., listening skills, empathy skills, compassion and courage, tolerance and ethics, conflict resolution, and more. And again, solve important things first, make it important to the student, and teach it systematically. The fourth main skill is effective accomplishment. Start with small projects, then build on each one to make it bigger. Real-world projects, do individual and then groups. Keep it simple to a more complicated one. Do local ones first, and eventually to region and worldwide projects. And again, solve important things first, make it important to the student, and teach it systematically. Now, I've mentioned on all four of these major skills that to be effective, you must teach it systematically, have a system, take them through the steps, and you must make it important to the student. Some examples: give the students a small individual project to start with. How about a recycle program or a food drive? Start the students with doing it at home and then move it to the community. Next, move it to a region hit by a natural disaster. Start small, like the food drive. Get it home, then maybe take a tour of a shelter for the homeless to make it important to the student. Help them relate to how the the food drive will benefit others. Take them through the steps to collect and distribute the food. Hopefully you'll be successful with the local drive. Then you can move to a bigger region, like for flood victims of South Texas. Collect food for these flood victims. Explain the need on a bigger scale. Make it important to the students. Do they know anyone who was affected by the floods? Then again, take them through the steps. Let them see the results. How will they feel about helping others? What if they were a victim? Teach them empathy. The role of the teacher has changed. Help the students become. When I say that, I mean become better citizens, become better people, become better husbands and wives, become caring, giving, and helpful humans. And then finally, the reference was from our textbook.